Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, Doomsday Clock, issue number 10 of 12. Let's just get this out of the way really quick. The delays kill me. That being said, holy crap, this was good. It's issues like this that come along in a series that has delays on top of its delays with a couple of further delays that make me glad that I kept reading. Look, man, I went back and I flipped open the other books. I told you all that I was not going to do that. I said I was not going to do that. I went back and I opened up all my other books just so that I could see what's what. Because there are some deep cuts in here. Not just deep cuts in the DC universe, but deep cuts in this also. By the way, creators, Alan Moore, Dave Gibbons. But it's all backwards to me. But dude, is it nearly as good as this? Is this whole series going to be as good as this? No. Is it going to be half as good as this? No. Just because the historical significance of this, there's no way it's ever going to be considered, even half as good as that. But is this an amazing comic book that elevates this entire title from here to here? No, because it elevates it to here. This was incredible. And I'm telling you right now, if I didn't already have all the floppies, I'd probably get this in trade. I might still consider getting it in trade. I'm not going to do 2 volumes of this. That's not going to happen. I'm not going to buy volume 1 and volume 2 of this. They put it out in a solid, thick 12-issue trade. Done. I'm getting it. All right? I promise you I'm getting that. Because I want to be able to just sit down and read this all the way through. This is one of those things when I go on a camping trip, I want to be able to read this all the way through. Guys, that said, I'm going to tell you about who made the book, and then I'm going to try not to get too spoilery, but we're going into some, like I said, we're going into some deep cuts here. So I can't wait until this is finished just so that I can just start trying to sit down and break this whole thing down. This is amazing. Wow. Okay, starting off, again, part 10 of 12. Jeff Johns is the writer, Gary Frank on illustration, Brad Anderson on colors, Rob Lay doing the letters, Amy Brockway Metcalf doing the back matter design. And make sure you read the back matter. Make sure you read, was it just 3 pages? 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 4 pages. Read them because they enhance the story so much more than a story has any right to be enhanced. Gary Frank and Brad Anderson doing the cover and the variant cover. And Watchmen were created by, like I said, Alan Moore and Dave Gibbon, man. Holy crap, this was amazing. This was amazing. So, Jesus. First off, I need to know where Rorschach is during all of this. 2, we get to see beyond the shadow of a doubt that Nathaniel Dusk is a fictional character in this world that we're in. Okay, all these characters are fictional in our world, but in their world, Nathaniel Dusk is a fictional character. I didn't think I was going to like that because I'm not usually a huge fan of somebody, taking a character who has a really great legacy, a character that could be used today in an entirely, like put him in Young Animals or Vertigo or something like that. Damn, he would do great in Vertigo. Get Brian Edward Hill to write a Nathaniel Dusk story. I'll guarantee it's going to be amazing. But they made him a fully fictional character. He's an it's what is it? Not Gary Cooper, Carver Coleman. Who acted alongside of Gary Cooper in what's that movie? What's that freaking movie that the Westerner? They actually mentioned the Westerner in this. Cool. I'm down with it. What have you here? We the way that this is being done. All right. I'm starting to finally really understand what's going on in the comic book, or at least I think I do. But this part, I know I'm right on. Not just because it's so blatantly obvious at this point. It practically hit me in the face. We're doing the Black Freighter. That's what this is. Anybody who only read Watchmen, you had an incredible experience and you are blessed because of it. All right. But if you also chose to sit down and read the Black Freighter issues, it seems to have absolutely nothing to do with anything, right? It's a story about pirates. How does that make sense in the world of Watchmen? Well, I'm pretty sure that I don't know, like if Dr. Manhattan is the only superhero and he's not really much of a hero, is the only superpowered being in that universe, they probably have a pretty bad opinion on what superheroes are, and it'll probably be very communistic for them to think that a powered person would be a good person, right? And even the heroes, as it were, who watches The Watchmen, when you realize how bad these people actually are, a superhero movie would probably at best be a horror, slasher film, something like that. So why not just make pirates instead? Yeah, think about that. That's what and I'm not here to sit here and tell you all about that stuff, but this was basically an analogy for Ozymandias. That's what the Black Freighter was. So is this kind of the Black Freighter for Dr. Manhattan? Because we're understanding him better than we did before. Again, do I feel that this should have been made? There's a strong argument for no. They could have at least waited until after Mr. Alan Moore was dead. I mean, he's been very adamant and clear that he is not interested. He doesn't even cash the checks that they send him. You know what I'm saying? He has no interest in this being made, this Doomsday Clock. So at least wait until he's dead and see if his next of kin wants the money instead. And don't dishonor this guy's legacy while he's still alive. I mean, that's who I am. That's who I am. You don't disrespect the people that you claim to revere. All right? That being said, this is a good story. And I would have loved to have seen this story after Mr. Alan Moore has passed. Of course, he's still going to be looking down on us and all because that's just who he is. But, then you just got to worry about being haunted. This guy, this Gary Cooper dude, man. Gary Cooper, I just did it again. This Carver Coleman dude. This is a really interesting story. Make sure you pay attention to the dates. Not all of them are going to matter too much. They're all going to have something in common, though. Dr. Manhattan goes and visits him once every year, the same day, and gives him a little blurb about his future. And that's one of the ways that Dr. Manhattan is able to stay focused, to keep his balance, because he's having a hard time maintaining his focus in this particular multiverse, the Prime verse. He's causing changes because him being there is affecting things, and he's a man of inaction, right? We've seen that a lot of what he does, he lets things happen because, well, he does that here also. And he's considered a hero over there in his world, but here in this world, not so much. Not so much. I find it interesting that he said, "I'm going to Superman's world," to Ozymandias. I wonder if that was intentional or just kind of lazy and an oversight. Did he mean to actually say Superman's world? Like, does Ozymandias actually know a lot about Superman? Maybe they mentioned it before, and there's just so much here, and I just missed it. I don't know. But this was fantastic. This was such a great read. It's not just Alan Scott that he wound up messing up. It's Clark Kent also, in a major way. I love that the Superman car is shown twice in the comic books. Once is in Doomsday Clock. The next one, got it over here. Didn't actually do this review yet. Yeah, the Leviathan Rises. Superman Leviathan Rises. The green car that he'd originally picked up was shown in this book and in that book, both out the same week. Interesting. There's some things that I see potentially being tied in from other comic books still. I don't know how expansive this is going to be, but this is the book where, if you wanted to, if you're checking this review out after 3:00 in the morning on Monday morning, that's in the AM, before your comic book store opens, that means you still got a couple minutes to go and find your DC Rebirth issue number 1, that one shot, to go back and crack that puppy open and reread that again. Because a lot of what we read in that book is going to show up in this book also towards the end. make damn sure that you read the afterworks in this also. It is it crucial? No, but man, it explains the story. It's just 4 pages, dude. It explains the story in a way. Just it's like getting the editor's notes or watching the director's commentary. You know what I'm saying? These were the best after credits, after whatever, afterwards that I've read in the Doomsday Clock series so far. This was amazing. It goes to show how, the circle of life thing, when Carver walks up and accidentally, walks up and sees his boss kissing a dude behind the in the back of the alley and whatnot of the movie studio. The dude was so afraid that he was going to tell on him. Little did he know. read the papers in the back of the book. This is Scott Snyder. Did I just say Scott Snyder, you dumbass? This is Jeff Johns. This is the Jeff Johns that I have known and loved and just idolated for such a long time. You know what I'm saying? For the past, 20 years now or so? God, oh my God. This is amazing. Absolutely amazing. Definitely go back and try and scoop up those old issues if you weren't interested, man. Definitely go back and scoop those up. This is one of those books you got to get this dude to sign. This is one of those books you got to meet him, shake his hand, and say thank you. I know that just respect whatever. Bendis talked about how, when you guys see what I'm doing in the future, you're going to apologize for the bad things you're saying about what I'm doing in Superman. Doubtful. But in this case, I swear, I apologize for anything I said in the slightest bit negativity towards Jeff Johns, besides the whole, oops, everything's late thing. Because this turned out to be a superb comic book. We still got 2 more issues to go. Oh, man, I still got to wait 4 more months now for these next issues, man. I'm dying for it, but I'm going to wait for it, man. I'm definitely going to wait for this. Anyway, guys, I'm excited for the next issues and anticipating the next issues the way that after we saw Infinity Wars, how we were waiting for Endgame. That kind of anticipation. Because that's how good this is. Guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.